My name is William Agyapadeepa. I'm the co-lead for the Agyapadeepa and charcoal briquettes project, which was initiated during the Yesun Community Innovation Program. So this was a 2-day innovation program that was held at in Kakum at Nkari. So the main aim of this program was to identify certain challenges. We are going to training to identify certain challenges in the community, that's the Kakum community, and use materials or assets within the community to solve those particular challenges. So during the 3-day program at Nkakum, we identified a number of challenges within the community. One is the fact that people there were unemployed, most of them were unemployed, especially the youth there, and they had like one main source of income, that's cocoa farming. And health-wise too, there was a lot of health pollution, and people were getting like sick, diseases and all that. And it was mainly because of the energy that they were using for their domestic cookings and domestic stuff. Yes. So after identifying the problem, we sat down to use the assets within the community, like the valuable stuff they are in the community, but that are underutilized. And we got to realize that cocoa is a very valuable product in the community, and that's one major source of income. Most of the members in the community engage in cocoa farming. Yes, but one thing is that after they have harvested the cocoa and they've gotten the cocoa pods or the cocoa seeds from the cocoa, the husks of the cocoa are being left and are disposed, improperly disposed. So we thought of a way to diversify the economy in the cocoa community, and as a way to provide like employment to the youth in the community and also the old members in the community. How we can like leverage on the cocoa pod husks and transform it into something else that can be of impact to the members of the community. Then that's when we came up with Agyapadeepa and charcoal briquettes. So the Agyapadeepa charcoal briquette is a sustainable and alternative method of producing charcoal from co-products such as cocoa pod husks, coconut husks, and corn husks, and rice husks, and many more. So the cocoa pod husks, which is derived from the cocoa after harvest, undergoes certain process before it can be turned into the charcoal briquettes. Yes. So when we get the cocoa from after they've harvested them, we've got the seeds from the cocoa. We take the husks, then we dry them. So this is the process involved in converting the cocoa pod husks into the charcoal briquettes. The first part is the drying of the cocoa pod husks. So when we've dried the cocoa pod husks for a period of 1 to 3 days, we then move on to carbonize the cocoa pod husks. Yes, we use fire to carbonize the cocoa pod husks into a bent form. And after this cocoa pod husks is being carbonized, it then moves on to the grinding and the sieving stage. So the cocoa pod husks, the bent carbonized cocoa pod husks is being grinded and sieved. The grinding has to be in the 5mm form. Yes, and after it's being grinded, it has to be sieved to get a powdery form. When the powdery form is being obtained, it then moves on to this the start binding form. So this is like a binding agent that keeps the charcoal briquette in shape. Yes. So it's being mixed with starch. So the other binding agent that are being used for this, but we are using the starch. Yes. And after mixing it with the starch, we then move on to the molding part where we mold the briquettes into this shape. So it can be molded into like different shape. You can mold it in circular forms, you can mold it oval form, you can mold it into this shape too. So we then mold it and then we then dry it for use. So the drying process takes a period of 1 to 2 days. That's the drying process. After it has been molded, then we leave it under the sun for drying. So these are the basic processes involved in converting the cocoa pod husks into the cocoa pod charcoal briquettes. Yes. So the uniqueness about our process or our production is the carbonizing of the cocoa pod husks. So compared to other briquette producing companies, organizations, when they are carbonizing the cocoa products, the smoke from the carbonization is being left to the environment. But ours, we have a smoke condenser. So our smoke condenser is connected directly to the carbonizer. Yes, so any fumes or any smoke that comes from the carbonizer or the burning chamber is directly condensed in the smoke condenser. Yes, the smoke condenser is filled with water too, so the smoke is not released into the atmosphere, which like has harmful effect to the atmosphere, and this goes on to reduce greenhouse effects. Yes, so that's the uniqueness about our production or what we are doing with the Agyapadeepa and charcoal briquettes. Yes, and there are a number of benefits of the Agyapadeepa charcoal briquettes too. It reduces environmental deforestation and pollution. So how does it reduce environmental deforestation and pollution? If you look at how charcoal is being produced in our communities or in Ghana, most of them are produced by cutting down of trees. Yes, and it goes on to affect our environment, global warming, and all that. And with ours, we are leveraging on cocoa products and other corporates to produce charcoal briquettes. So we are moving from cutting down of trees to using innovation to convert corporates into like briquettes. And this, comparing our briquettes to charcoal, is far more better than the normal charcoal that's being produced from cut down trees. And so it reduces the environmental deforestation and pollution. And now the charcoal briquette that will be produced burns 2 to 3 times longer than the traditional charcoal. So because of the heat that the briquette has a high heat latency, so it burns 2 to 3 times longer than the traditional charcoal, and it's also smokeless. So when we went to the Nkakom community, we realized that for the community members or the women that were engaged in cooking activities or domestic activities, they were using cut down trees to do their cookings and all that stuff. And the smoke that was coming out of the use of this charcoal was one of the major causes of the health or the diseases in the community. And as a result of that, most of them like died between the ages of 40 and 50. And it was all as a result of the smoke that was coming from the charcoal that was being used, the cut down tree that was being used for the domestic activities. Yes. And for ours the production takes a maximum of 3 hours, 3 production hours, compared to the 2 to 3 days being used by the normal charcoal producing organization. That's those who use the cut down trees. Ours take a maximum of 3 hours, production hours, to produce our briquettes. And once again, the production of charcoal briquette reduces global warming compared to charcoal being produced from cut down trees, and also it reduces respiratory diseases too. So those are the key benefits of the Agyapadeepa charcoal briquettes. Now, for our project, after like investigating and like looking into what we will need for to start our business or the project that we have, we came to an amount of like 35,000 for that would be an initial startup cost for our project. So we need to get the carbonizer, we need to get the smoke condenser, we need to get a wooden miller that will grind the carbonized cocoa products into the 5mm form, which will then be mixed with the starch to get the mixture of the grinded cocoa products and also like mold the mixture into the briquettes. So this will basically be this amount will basically be used to purchase the machine that will be needed for converting the cocoa products from the initial stage, that's the carbonizing stage, and then to the last stage, that's the drying process. Yes. And this same amount should be used to cater for the labor cost and also the marketing cost of our projects too. So that's the startup amount of our project. Yes. So, and that's all for my presentation.
Thank you very much.